Hello, I'd like to take you on a little walk through my notebook on Airbnb Paris. I used Folium, which I like very much, to create a count map by area. The red coloring is indicative of entire apartments, and yellow is private rooms, and green are shared rooms. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can actually see the concentrations. There are 17,704 Airbnbs in this area known as Republic. It kind of borders on the 10th, the 3rd, and the 11th arrondissements, or neighborhoods as we call them in Paris. And we have high concentrations where Montmartre is. That is around the 19th arrondissement or neighborhood. And we have a few out in the outskirts of Paris. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see how they break down in this area, Republic. A lot of people gather here for protest. The cost is pretty low, and we'll see that in another map. If you go to the more expensive areas, there are fewer concentrations of Airbnbs. Like where the Eiffel Tower is. We have Notre Dame, which is over here. I live in Paris now, and I'm moving back to the United States in 2 weeks, so I know Paris pretty well. Eiffel Tower is over here. Major attractions, so you have fewer listings. You have a fair amount compared to going over the River Seine over here. So that is our count map of Paris, courtesy of Folium. And the next map I'd like to show you is my little count map, little dot map. Yellow are the majority, which are entire homes and apartments. As you can see, as you go out of the center, particularly this region, it gets a lot less expensive. Look at this listing. This is in, this is, what's this one? Not 60. What was the one for 30? It gets significantly less expensive as you go into this area. The further you go out, the prices drop. Oh, we had one for 20, 40, and that is in Menil-Montant. And then you have the red dots, which represent shared rooms. And you have, of course, your blue dots. And let's look at some of those too, which are your private rooms. So Luxembourg is a little bit expensive. They have a beautiful park over there. Palais Bourbon, very popular, a lot of listings, in fact. And then if we cruise this area over here around the Élysée, La Tour Eiffel, the Musée d'Orsay, and a lot of the major museums, it gets to be a lot more expensive actually. Okay. And next we have a very decluttered map, which will give you average prices by area. The Élysée. A lot of the major attractions, your average price is $241.11. And Palais Bourbon, that's the average price in Palais Bourbon, is $174.26. And again, as you go out, it gets significantly less expensive. A popular area is Butte Montmartre. They have the Montmartre is there. It's a church on a mountain. It's a very significant relic here in Paris. Everybody's been there if they've been to Paris, most likely. There's a high concentration of Airbnbs in this area, so and the area is not very well kept, so the price is a little bit lower. And we have the opera area, which is very convenient for transportation, and that has a higher average price right away. And my last map with the varying shades of New Mexico. Reds are listings by neighborhood, the number of locations, and their percentage of the total. So again, this is our highest concentration actually, is in Butte Montmartre, and we have 6,590 listings, 11.7% of the total. And then we have Popincourt with 5,698 listings, 10.1% of the total. And we have fewer listings in the more expensive areas. Élysée is the most expensive area, and there are just 1,473 listings, 2.6% of the total. And I mentioned at the earlier part of my paper that there are approximately, like 1,419 Airbnb listings per square mile in Paris. So it's a densely populated city. So that concludes my little tour of my maps, courtesy of Folium.